I see your imagery. We are live, and the image is there.
Perfect.
All right.
All right.
So, true seekers.
What's up, people?
All right.
So we are live.
Yes, we are live now, and the image is there.
Okay, perfect.
It's all working.
So what did you do?
What I did is I had to take out the app of the webcam utility program because it was absorbing all the imagery that we needed.
Gotcha. See, we figured it out. Now you know.
All right. Four times not experience.
Yeah. Now that we have technical difficulties out of the way, hello everybody.
Hello everybody. Mucho gusto. Mira, esta programación va a estar en inglés porque yo vivo en Canadá. We live in Canada. We have to speak English, okay? So they're gonna be, van a ver subtítulos abajo, okay? Para que entiendan lo que se está diciendo, okay? Welcome to Conversations with Deities, okay? I'm your presenter, Niger, okay? And we're talking to Orion Stellar, all right? Another deity I found the other day. He was working his magic, and we want to know everything he has to offer, everything about him. Okay, this is not gonna be about me. You have enough of me. All right. So now we're gonna have talks to other deities. All right. And first of all, Orion, tell us who you are, who you were before becoming Orion, and where you are now. What are you doing now? And tell us about your story, your origins.
Yeah. So originally, my name isn't Orion, but it's the name that I was supposed to have at birth. And so my name that legalized, even though that's an illusion anyways, is Andre. But I don't go by that name. It doesn't feel like me. Yeah. And so I grew up in Toronto, Canada. My parents are from Guyana, South America. So they were
neighbors.
Yeah. So they're basically, they came in the 80s. I was born here, and they're working class, but they themselves, they are locked in the matrix. And so I had to go through a lot of tumultuous journey of like pain and suffering with them. But it's not because, you know, they were bad people. It's just that they simply didn't know. And because I
totally get it. A lot of people went through that stuff.
Right.
A lot of you people are going through that too.
Yeah. So, you know, when you grow up in a household that is very unconscious, you also end up being unconscious, generally speaking, because you are the product of your environment.
Indeed.
Until you are aware. But if you've been surrounded by people who are unaware all your life, what do? You're only going to be unaware.
That's right.
You might have somewhere deep down inside, but you have no way to explain what you feel. Some understand, but I was completely like asleep. And so when I was younger, I got bullied a lot at school as a smaller kid in the class. You know, when we take class photos, like the bigger kids would be standing at the top and the smaller ones have to sit at the bottom. So I had to sit at the bottom, and I would get picked on a lot. Oh, look, he's the runt. And so in school, I got bullied a lot. And I wasn't physically strong. I was very fast. I was the fastest kid in school, and that speed, that speed helped me to like, you know, blast past a lot of the kids. But it was based on fear because I was getting beat up a lot.
For sure.
Yeah. And so fast forward to when I was age 13, there was an incident that happened at another school, just when I entered high school, where there was another kid that I had just made friends with. He was getting bullied, and I had been bullied, but I had decided to step in because I didn't want to see my friend to get beat up. From that moment on, like, I defended him, but unfortunately, when I finished defending him, I went to console him, like give him a hug. I'm like, "Are you all right, dude?" He pushed me away, and he's like, "Don't ever touch me, you gay bastard." And back in the day, being called gay was a crime. Now I'm not that, and I respect and support all the LGBTQ and everybody.
Same.
But like, I'm not part of that community. But the thing is, like, that left a mental scar and a physical scar within me So the following day, I came to school because everybody in the school was starting to call me gay, and it became like a widespread thing.
Really? Okay.
And so I came to school wearing a black hoodie, a baseball bat, like a black baseball bat, because one of my, people who I looked up to at the time, I don't look up to anybody anymore, but what I used to look up to was a wrestler named Sting from WCW.
Okay.
And so like he
Those
came,
aggressive guy.
yeah. So like he would come to the wrestling room with a baseball bat, and he had his face painted. So my face painting was more of a hoodie. So I'd come to school with this dark clothing just to change the persona. And if anybody would call me anything, I would, point the bat at them. So I went through a process of hating the world for 20 years. I spent 20 years just hating people.
I got you.
From that moment on, there was many incidents that was leading up to my awakening, as we call it that, or becoming aware.
Enlightenment.
Yeah. And so I basically had to go through just absolute pain and suffering through other people, betrayals, just like lots of backstabbing. There's no one I could talk to. I had depression in my 20s. Even back then, the word depression wasn't even a thing, because in our time, mental health wasn't a thing. Like we didn't have the internet back then, right? And when we did have the internet, it was still in infancy stage. So we didn't have the ability to say, I have mental health issues, or I'm depressed. We didn't have those kinds of stuff. Like we grew up, like it was called the rough and tough era.
Oh, that's right.
Right? It was a rough and tough era. We literally had to go and just like, you just had to fucking deal with it. You had no choice. Right? Either you die, either you survive, or you get your ass kicked in. That's just what it was. And so in a nutshell, like I spent those 20 years just like, especially in the early 2000s, just like hating the world, keeping to myself, wearing darker clothing. I would spend time in my room. I wouldn't go outside. I'd have my room so dark where like I wasn't letting sunlight in. I wasn't getting sunlight. In fact, in 2008, there was a time where I was so depressed that I wasn't working for a whole year. That was the only time in my life at that point where I hadn't worked. Like, except for obviously when I was a kid, but I started working when I was 15. So I've been working since then, from like 1999 all the way to like 2008 at that time. Little part-time jobs here and there. But there was a moment in 2008 where I just sat in my room all day, just like crying or just angry at the world. And like, I wouldn't talk to anybody. My room door was closed. Nobody would see me. Like, I'd wake up at weird hours. I'd be doing like all kinds of stuff. I had lots of addictions back then, like eating addictions. I actually had porn addiction at that time too. I had every kind of thing you can possibly imagine.
Oh, for sure. This world tends to put people like that.
Yeah. The only thing I didn't do was alcohol or drugs or smoking anything. I've never done any of that, but like, or never hurt myself or like do anything physical, but like I had eating addiction. I had porn addiction. I had all kinds of like hate for people. I was very racist, very discriminative to every human on the planet. So fast forward to 2018, I'm now working in this prestigious law firm. I'm making 6 figures. And I'm like, how the fuck did I get there? Like, I did it, right? Huge. I managed to get to like the top of the IT field in my law firm. And something felt wrong. Like something systematically is like, I felt broken mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, financially. Even though I was making 6 figures, I still felt like I was broken financially, like empty, completely empty.
Okay, gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
You know, you can make 6 figures, but then you can feel broke ass, right? Because I didn't know money mindset. I didn't have any of these foundations built within yet. And there was a day where I told one of my coworkers, he worked in a different office. So we used Skype back then. And we used to like message, like MSN Messenger back in the day. So I messaged him. I'm like, I'm done. And he's like, what do you mean you're done? I'm like, I'm done. It's like, what does that mean? I'm like, I'm done, dude. And he immediately knew at that moment when I said the third I'm done, he knew what that meant. Because he knew how depressed I was and how angry I was of the world still, because I hadn't dealt with you know, my anger issues. I haven't dealt with my loneliness issues. I haven't dealt with my depression issues. Even though I made it to the top,
Gotcha,
these
yeah.
things were still lingering, festering inside. Because yes, there were times in my life where there were periods of just like little happiness, but it was fleeting. It wasn't like, you know, life is a rhythm. It goes up and
Oh,
down.
for sure.
But my life never felt like I had control over it. I felt like
Okay.
when I got a little glimmer of happiness, it would always be destroyed. Always.
Quickly.
Quickly, like this.
Yeah.
Like if I have like
Okay.
2 months of happiness, then in the next month or so after those 2 months are done, that's it. It'll just be I just go down a rabbit hole and just like start spiraling downwards. Self-sabotaging behaviors. Because
That's
I didn't
correct.
believe
Yeah.
that happiness was meant for me. I thought I was born to fail. I thought I was born to lose. I thought I was born to be like God's little bitch because I didn't think that God loved me. God put me here to suffer. That was one of my beliefs I held so long,
True, for sure.
right? And for me, God is not a dude in the sky, but I believe in every person's belief. If they say it's a dude in the sky, then it's true. If it's energy, true, whatever it is. I'm very like neutral when it comes to God. But there was that moment where I had this relationship with God, and I was like, or the infinite intelligence, or I call it itself now. I call God itself because it just keeps things neutral. But this relationship with God was just like, what the fuck, man? Like you're giving everybody else all these happy things, but what the fuck, man? Like why was I like given the shittiest life? But that's you know, there's other people who are experiencing shitty lives too, right? But at the time I could only see my experience.
Gotcha.
So 2018 rolls around, I tell the guy that I'm done. He notifies my manager's boss, who works in the same city as I do. My manager didn't work in my city. He worked in the city that I told that colleague. So he told my manager then told my boss, or his boss, and his boss got to the elevator like to the top floor before I was going to get there, because I was going to throw myself off the building that day.
Oh, wow. Is that heavy? Okay.
Yeah, it was that heavy. I was like done.
Shit.
I was done.
Yeah.
When I say I was broken emotionally, I was also married at the time, and my relationship with my partner wasn't going so well. Like I just felt like she didn't understand me, but it had nothing to do with her. It was all me, because I didn't know how to communicate properly. I didn't know how to handle things. I didn't know how to speak what I wanted, because deep down inside, I thought I just had to be a yes man and just have to agree with everybody.
I know how it feels.
Yeah. So he gets to the top floor, and this is some act of God right here. You can call it a miracle. I got to the elevators first, but I was in an elevator full of people. So each floor they stopped on. Whereas he learned about it within 2 minutes of as I left, and he went to my desk and he's like, he's gone. So he got into an elevator that had nobody, and he got to the top first. So I was like taking
going
like
slow, thinking about it.
But like he already got there, and the moment I got to the top floor, he was standing there, and he's like, Orion, don't you dare do, which, well, he used my other name, but like I'm using my name now. Orion, don't you dare do what you're gonna do, because you have so much to give to the world. And I know you're going through shit right now. I know, I can feel it. But I promise you, there's something here for you. You just might not see it, but there's something here waiting for you.
That's it, bro.
And that was the first time in my life where somebody actually wanted to fucking listen to me.
Fuck.
His name was Nat McLaren.
Okay.
And he actually cleared his schedule that day. He was busy. He's the head of IT of Canada. This guy cleared his schedule and he spent time with me. He took me to lunch. He chatted with me all afternoon. And he also brought the HR lady, because just in case. But like, those two spent their time with me.
Okay.
And they took me to a mental hospital that night. Now, the woman, she couldn't stay, but Nat stayed with me until 4 a.m. in the morning. We left at 6 p.m. So we were there we were there for a very long time, because we had to wait. But during that waiting period, I saw my future if I had gone down the road that I was going. I saw 2 people specifically in that mental hospital. One guy was strapped to a gurney, and he looked like he was, like, pale as white. He was like a ghost.
Okay.
He's just staring at me like this.
Could be a ghost, bro.
He's just, like, staring at me. Okay. And I'm sitting there, and he's just staring at me like this. No blinking. And I'm like turning my, like, I'm doing my best, but like Nat's right here, and then there's nothing here. So like I'm, you know, you feel uncomfortable when someone's staring at you like that, but he's just staring like this. So
okay,
that's one instance. And then another instance was a woman. She was being dragged in by 6 police officers by her arms, and she was being like, and her legs.
Oh wow, like carried.
Yeah, carried like this.
Like an animal, basically.
Yeah, and she kept saying, "Rape my hole, rape my hole, rape my hole," screaming loud, crazy.
Damn. Maybe possessed or something like that. Who knows?
I was like, "What the fuck is going on here? I don't belong here." This, like, yes, I understand that, like, I wanted to end my existence, but like, I do not belong here. Like, this is not who I am. So from that moment on, like, the change didn't happen just that yet. That was just like the starting point.
Okay.
So Nat stayed with me until 4 a.m. He gave me the day off and paid. And he said, just relax. Take the day off, relax. Come back the following day, and then we'll continue our chat.
Okay.
So I get back the following day, where he's always saying, like, now I need you every day to take some time for self-care. So we had a code word, SC, self-care.
Okay.
He would, if he was going to our lunchroom, which our lunchroom was pretty fancy, had a pool table and everything. Nice. He would actually, like, let's go shoot some pool for 5-10 minutes. He would come out of the office. He'd find me in my office. He's like, let's go shoot some pool. Okay. Let's go shoot the shit for a moment, just so that you can relax. Cause I know that the work is getting to you, because I have to do a lot of extra work that, unfortunately, my former colleagues who worked with me now got promoted to other roles, and I got promoted too. But the thing is, they needed to like fill the roles in my city, but I had to take care of it because they filled the roles in other cities, so they were doing remote support. Oh wow! So I had to do extra work, essentially.
Extra work there, cover there.
Basically, I had to cover their stuff. So I was covering 6 people's work as one person. So you can tell, you can already tell, like, and this is a law firm, and lawyers are crazy. Like they
wow, like they're strict with their rules. It's gotta be at a certain time,
right? And time is money for them,
some way,
right? And then there's priority,
which is a misconception. That's all like mind control thing.
Exactly. So basically, like with lawyers specifically, like if you have 2 fire alarms, you have to see which one's more priority, like this one or this one, right? And you have to like think, and you have to like do all this like juggling around and all this shit. Then also, like, on top of that, then they keep piling on more work. So of course you're just stressed the fuck out.
Oh, straight up, bro. Straight up. Gotta think about oneself first, always. Yeah.
Right. And the thing is, during that time, I also gained over 100 pounds of weight.
Okay.
So I was
like,
I wore suits every day, and I refused to buy new suits, but my clothing was so tight on me that I could barely move in it. Okay. And one day, like, it wasn't that day, but there was a day where, when I was going up to cover someone's like lunch, I had to go to a boardroom meeting. It was a very important meeting, and my pants, it ripped. Because the weight of my legs, like the girth of like how much mass was there, it ripped my pants. And luckily, I came with a change of clothing. I came with a track pants. But the thing is, like, I came into that space with a blazer, a tie, and a shirt, but track pants. So that's a weird look. So the lawyer who had his client was looking at me, staring at me. He was like, this is an important client. You're coming looking like that. So you see, like, all these little things were adding up. So anyways, that after the whole going to the mental hospital, it was a whole year later when shit hit the fan. Because, like, in between that, there have been times where I got down on my knees and I asked God, like, I want to be a better human. I don't know how
Okay.
to be a better human, but I wanted to be a better human because I was stuck in this paradigm that I hated people for so long.
Mhm, mhm.
And I just wanted to just get out of this hate. Like I don't want to hate anymore. Like this wasn't who I was. I wasn't born a hateful person. No human was born hateful.
That's right.
Nobody. Ain't nobody born hateful. That shit is taught to you.
That's right. That's right. It's all just manipulation. It's all just because we are in a world that is so fake nowadays. It's all just controlled by archonic frequency, and they don't want the best interest for us. None of us whatsoever.
Right. And
Mhm.
on October 6, 2019,
Okay.
I was driving. I was coming back from with some connection, like some people that I used to connect with, and we had lunch. I was still angry at the world. I was still
Mhm,
I'd
mhm,
start taking a little bit better care of myself, but still not quite
mhm.
there. I was still like,
Yeah, in that process of healing, basically.
yeah,
In that
but I didn't
process.
know what healing was back then. I had
Right,
no idea about
right.
self-development, not
Yeah.
nothing, no spiritual stuff, nothing,
Wow.
like zero, zilch.
Oof.
Still
Okay.
completely blank slate, like
Mhm,
don't understand what the fuck is going on. Anyways,
mhm,
I'm
mhm.
driving back and on our highway in Toronto, there are two lanes. There's the collectors and the expressway. The
Okay.
collectors was completely blocked because of
Mm,
traffic, but traffic because there was an accident.
okay.
I had
Okay.
to switch into the express lane, but it was still pretty heavy traffic. As I'm driving by and I'm rolling, like the car is rolling by like 5 kilometers an hour. That's like super slow. There is this
Mm,
car that's pinned against the railing on the collectors,
mm.
and the person who was in that car was dead. And it
Okay.
was a woman because I saw her high heels. It flew onto the road. I'm like, is that a high heel? Like, is that hers? Like, how did it? Like, anyways, one of the
Mm,
cars slammed into her, and she
okay.
got slammed into the railing.
Oof.
And
Okay.
I couldn't see her face, but I saw
Mhm.
somebody was covered up because somebody was already there,
Okay. Okay.
and she was dead. And that was the first time I ever saw
Mm.
like a actual dead body in my entire life.
Oh
There
yeah.
have been
Okay.
plenty
Okay.
of people who had passed away in my family or
Yeah. Yeah.
you know family friends, but I never went to their funeral because I used to say, well, one less human to deal with. That's
Oh
how hateful I
yeah.
was. I'm like, one less
Yeah.
fucking human to deal with.
Yeah.
So ultimately what happened was, as I saw her, I'm like this white light just hit me,
Okay.
and I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck have I been doing all this time? I've been wasting time. Like that's the first thing that came out of my mouth.
Okay.
Like what the fuck
Yeah.
have I been doing? It's as if like I just been asleep this entire time, and I was like, the
Mm,
hell's going on here? Like what? Why? Like what the fuck? Like this woman is
mm,
dead, and
mhm,
I've been
mhm.
complaining all this time. Like what the fuck am I doing here? I've been wasting time.
Okay.
And as I got home that day, so I used to have another YouTube channel.
Okay.
Um, it was a gaming channel. I didn't actually
Mm,
stream or upload any videos on a channel, but I
okay.
used to
Okay.
watch anime videos and gaming videos. That was it. That was my
Okay.
life, basically. I go to work, I come home, play video games, watch anime, go to sleep, repeat.
I
Right?
used to do that too.
Right?
Other
So
times.
nothing wrong with that, but like
Nothing
that
wrong with
was
that.
my
No.
life. That was
Yeah.
my life.
Yeah.
I get home and there's this random motivational video popped up on my feed, and it's
Mm,
never showed up. Like I've never looked up motivation in my life.
okay.
So it was the sign of the universe to drop that video in on October
Mhm.
6th. And it told me that you're meant to live your best life. And and it was one of those videos where you can't see the person talking, but you can hear them. And you can see a
Okay.
bunch of like B-roll. For those of
Okay.
you,
Okay.
B-roll is footage where you're seeing like you're flying over like a landscape, or you're seeing someone like laughing with someone, but it's not actually the person. That's what
Mm,
B-roll is. It's just like filler content so that it keeps you engaged into the YouTube like video.
mm. Gotcha. Okay.
And so they were talking, it was like voiceovers, but there was each of them were saying like you're meant to live your best life. Like you were not put here to just play small. You were meant for more. You're meant to go out in the world and share your gifts. I'm like,
Okay.
what the fuck is this video like?
What is this about? Like, what the
Well,
hell is
like
that?
what is
What the
this?
fuck is that,
Like
bro?
what is this shit, right? Because like it's not my normal video. But
Mhm,
that
mhm,
one video
mhm.
then led to the next video.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And then I was like, like I mean like I'm still pointing up to some dude in the sky. Like,
Mm,
so is this like is this what people call like a sign? Is this like, is this what you wanted me to know? And that night, I don't know, for whatever reason, I had this I didn't know about intuition and all that shit. Like, I didn't know nothing about anything. I was very logical because IT guys, you have to be very logical.
Yeah, exactly, definitely.
No right side brain thinking, always
It's
left.
just left side.
It's always left.
Left side, always logic. Yep.
Yeah, and so I essentially was starting to journal. I never journaled before. I started to work out again that same night. I worked out before, like in like years prior, but like I hadn't because I've been so stressed. So it's been like 3 years since I worked out, and ever since that pants rip, that was like my sign. I'm like, so I'm journaling, I'm working out. I did only a 5-minute ab exercise because like I could barely like do stuff. I was so heavy, and I was out of breath, like huffing and puffing. And then I started to. Funny enough, the guy who I told you about, like I'm done, he gave me a digital book to read. It was called The Miracle Morning.
The Miracle Morning.
Yeah, by Hal Elrod. That was one of my first books I ever read. Like when I say ever read, I'm talking about personal development. I had no idea what personal development or spirituality was.
Right.
Zero.
That's like your key, your introduction to
to this thing. Exactly.
To what you are now, to you becoming a deity.
Exactly. And so I read the book that night. Like I read like 5 pages. I'm like, it was also saying something about like you're meant to live a really good life. And Hal shared a little bit of his story in those 5 pages that like he was going through some tough times in his life. I'm like, I can relate. So I'm like, all of this started happening on October 6th, and then I was obsessed. So I was obsessed with like, well, I want to know more. I started reading more. Every day I started to move my body like little by little. Like I still did those 5-minute ab exercises. I didn't have weights at the time at home. So I was like, just kind of just doing cardio. So I wasn't caring about building muscle. I was caring about losing fat. Fast forward a little bit, we get to December of 2019, just before, you know, what happened, COVID.
Yeah.
Right?
The big hoax.
The big hoax.
The big hoax.
Yeah. But I'm going to share about that in a moment too. I went to the office. I had so this has been about a couple months now. I had worked on myself, and I started to like read more books. At that time, I had read 5 books now. I had never, so I had read books as a kid, but in my teens, my 20s, and half of my 30s, I wasn't reading shit. I didn't read anything. I was like, fuck that. Who reads? Reading is for losers. I know, right?
Like nerd.
Yeah, reading is for like geeks, for nerds. And I'm like,
get abused and shit.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Before I continue, is there anyone in the stream, or did anybody leave a comment?
No chats. No chat yet. Hey, you can chat anytime. Okay.
Does there show a number of anybody there?
It's only 0 people so far.
So that's fine. So it's just us.
Yeah, it's just us so far.
So that's cool. Yeah, anyways, December 2019 rolls around. I went to the office because I got to start working from home because I actually switched roles in my company. And I came into the office and people were looking at me differently. They're like, something's different about you.
People pick it up.
I can't quite put a finger on it, but something's a little different about you, Orion. What are you doing? I'm like, well, I mean, I'm taking care of myself. I'm reading books. I'm working out, and I just wanted to see what everybody was talking about being positive, because everybody at work always wanted to see the best in me, but I was the negative Nancy, or the Debbie Downer, who would come in and basically,
hey.
Is it working?
It's still moving. Okay. It's still going.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to, that was weird.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah. And so I was like the Debbie Downer, the negative Nancy, coming into the office, bringing everybody's mood down. So they were like, now they're starting to see me as like, you're much happier. Like, what are you doing? I was telling myself in the mirror that I love me, because for most of my life, I used to tell myself in the mirror, you're an ugly bastard. You're a monster. You're an idiot. You're a loser. Because the thing is, at 5 years old, there was a little girl in my class who I had a crush on, and she told me that I was an ugly monster, and that stuck with me for basically up until my entire life at that moment. So like it really started with that moment there.
That worldview poisoning is strong, bro.
Yeah.
That's mind control. That shit is strong.
Yeah, but the
strong.
thing is, like, that's a 5-year-old who didn't know what she was saying, and
Right,
I
of
was a
course.
5-year-old who didn't know what the fuck to do, right? So I had to go back, and I'll get to that later on, but like that was like
Okay.
a moment where it started all this pain and suffering, right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
My parents, like, they did what they did, you know, like my dad, he's very abusive to my mom, you know, because of the way the culture is there, that like men tend to not be as very like kind and caring to women. They're very abusive in the
Machism.
yeah, very like,
yeah.
you know,
Very rough,
they gotta
man.
drink alcohol to soothe their pain. They can't talk about their problems.
Their feelings either.
They can't talk about their feelings because that's toxic masculinity.
That's right.
Right. So like all these things, I mean, the terminology didn't exist, but the feelings were there.
Oh, for
That's
sure.
why we created terminologies now. But the thing is, the terminology has fucked a lot of us over too.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
So anyways, we get to 2019 and people are like, or December 2019, people are telling me like, you're like, something's different. Also, at the same time, I started to finally learn about financial intelligence with my cousin. She started teaching me everything I needed to know about being financially like smarter.
Wow. Okay.
Like instead of like paying with your debit card with your
the credit card and stuff.
Instead of paying with your debit card for your bills, pay with your credit card because you get points and you can use those points for traveling.
Oh, okay.
Right. So like, why don't you just, you're still paying the same thing. You're just having to do one extra step. You're paying with your credit card, but then you just pay with your debit card, your credit card. That way you gain points, because if you're just paying with your debit card, then you're not getting anything. So I'm like, well, that's smart.
And you can write that down.
Yeah. And so that started, and especially if you have a credit card that has good points, like I have a card that gives me a lot of points when you buy groceries and stuff. And so like I was able to take the points and I was able to buy many vacations, like many trips with that. And I'm like, oh my God, why haven't I been doing this? Why don't they teach this shit in school? Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Straight out, man.
So like all this stuff started to come to me in the tail end of 2019, and then 2020 rolls around. Okay. Unfortunately, the role that I moved into, it didn't pan out. So I couldn't go back to my old role, the one that was super duper stressful. So they had to, you know, let me go, but not in a firing way. They just couldn't find anything for me at that moment. Right. And so I had to go to another law firm, which actually paid me more, but I got to work from home when COVID hit. I got that job just before COVID hit 1 week prior. And we had to set up all the like remoting and all that stuff. So I got to work from home, but that's when all the real work began. That's when I read 110 books that year.
Oh shit.
Within 2020, I read 110 books.
Damn.
And this wasn't even spirituality yet. Spirituality came a year later. This is all personal development, all mindset, all that, like health, relationships, like feminism, you know, all like what's going on with the mind, the brain, like all the neuropeptides, like everything you can think about.
The why of everything, how we work in relationship to the entire universe itself. Right.
And so like,
sense. That's cool.
But the thing is, like, that stuff still, like the universe stuff still didn't show up yet. It was still just physically just like working with the body, with the mind. That's it. So it's all personal development. So I got paid to basically sit at home and work on myself, which was amazing. Like that's cool. That's sweet as fuck.
Pretty cool. I would say nothing wrong about that, bro.
So September 2020 hits and all is great, but I have to go into the office. They were like, we need you to come in for like a day. I'm like, okay, that's fine. But just before I went into the office in the morning, I got bit by a spider. A poisonous spider like bit me on my index finger and my in between my baby finger and this ring finger.
Right in between.
Yeah, right there.
There.
Very, very weird spot to be bitten.
For sure.
right?
Holy.
But like it's a very annoying spot to be like, you know, it's very like, yeah, exactly.
Sensitive
So
too. Okay.
I wake up, I looked at my hand, I'm like, okay. I went and did a workout. I used to wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning because I was in that mode of like grind. I was like studying, reading, journaling, like everything,
Okay.
affirmation, scripting, like I was doing
Nice,
all
okay.
all of it. I was waking up at 3 a.m. because it made me feel like I was ahead of everybody else. I was accomplishing before anybody even got up, which was amazing. It was like a euphoric high I was getting from that.
For sure. I
right?
get that too.
So I was doing my workout and I was gripping the dumbbell. I was doing my upper body workout because that was a Wednesday. And I noticed my hand was getting more red. I'm like, something's not right. And then I was wearing long sleeves that morning. So I took off my shirt. I went to the bathroom and I noticed there's a red line going up my arm and into my heart. I'm like,
okay.
I'm like, this doesn't look normal. I've never seen such a thing.
No way.
I've never
I'm
seen.
not familiar with that.
I've
either.
never seen that before ever in my life. I'm like, I had veins, but I'm like,
it's just beside the veins, just outside the veins,
it's just right. It's just a one red line going up, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? So I freaked out, and I went to the hospital at 6 a.m. in the morning. There was no COVID line, thank God. But the nurse looked at my hand, and she was like, yeah, we need to get you into ER right now. I'm like, is it that serious? Because I went to the emergency room. She's like, we got to get you into ER right now. I'm like, so within 5 minutes, she gets the doctor. And I kid you not, there's another one of those miracle things.
Okay.
The doctor comes in. He's like, hey, you look healthy. What's going on? He's like, I show him my hand. He's like, it's like 3 times the size of this. Like, it's so much bigger than this one.
Damn,
It swole up so badly. And he's like, he looked at it and he's like, oh, he saw the puncture wound here and there. And he's like, oh, you got bitten by a yellow sac spider. I'm like, excuse me.
Exactly what
I'm like, excuse me, what yellow sac spider? What is that? He's like, it's a poisonous spider that is actually in Ontario. I'm like, since when do we have poisonous spiders? I know we have spiders, but I didn't know we had poisonous spiders.
Me neither. It's very interesting.
So apparently one probably hitched the trail where I met Niger and probably like, you know, came into the house and it was not to freak anybody out, not to freak anybody else out here.
Entertainment purposes only, for now, education.
But I was sleeping and it bit me. Right, the venom wasn't rushing because my hand was like just like that on the bed. But it's when you start to like do stuff, like that's when it starts to like
bump faster.
So he's like, you got hit with a yellow sac spider, and we need to administer anti-venom and IV right now. And he knew exactly what needed to be done. He's like, you know, son, if you didn't come in earlier, or sorry, if you came in later that day, you would have died because it would have spread.
He was spreading to close to the heart.
Because right here, it goes everywhere. So it stopped right there.
Wow, bro. Okay.
So I'm like, oh my God, I avoided death. Just like that. I didn't even know it was that serious. So I had to carry around this portable IV and anti-venom machine for 2 weeks. So it was strapped to my back and I couldn't really take a shower. I could only do like a little sponge down here and there, and I couldn't work out. I was working out consistently. So there was 14 days there I couldn't work out properly. I was still kind of like lifting, but I couldn't, you know, one side was bigger than the other because, you know, you can't do shit with this side. So I had this needle in my arm and you could feel the anti-venom like going through at night. It felt fucking weird. Just like shit. Just like one of those things pumping through your system. It's like, ugh.
Wow.
Yeah.
So weird.
So within the next couple like weeks, so it's October 6th now, my anniversary of my awakening, and I made a first YouTube video ever on my other channel. And I was like, oh my God, guys, I almost died. And I wanted to start spreading love to everybody. Now, back then, I was this love and light and namaste guy. I'm not really a love and light and namaste guy, but I still am all about love, just not in the whole like spiritualized way.
Yeah.
And so I made a video, but I was never going to never be a YouTuber at all. And so, or make content. I was like, that's not my path. My path is to just be an IT person. And so, couple weeks later, my uncle, who I actually in that Christmas time of 2019 in December, he was the only family member to actually get like what happened to me. And this is the first time actually really speaking to him, because all my other family members I don't speak to. I'm very like, they're kind of like in their like world and I'm in mine now.
Yeah,
but like
exactly.
I spoke with him, but then unfortunately he died with a brain aneurysm. He was 51. He's healthy, but he died.
Okay.
He went to work that day and his head, like he had headaches for about a week. They went to the hospital. They didn't diagnose him properly, but they said it's just a headache. Take some pills, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But then he went to work the same day. He felt okay. So, and he drove to work, but then he drove back and then he went into his room and he collapsed and died.
Really? Okay.
And you see, he could have died on the road and killed someone else with him, but the universe had him leave in his house. Now, of course, unfortunately, my aunt was like freaked out. Obviously, you can only imagine what she was feeling.
For sure.
Right?
Bro.
So this was now the first time that I'm now seeing an actual dead body in a casket. And I'm staring there and I'm looking. I'm like, that could have been me like a couple weeks ago. Like it's been about a month since the spider bite. But I'm like, fuck, man, like this could have been me.
Shit. Can open your eyes there.
Yeah. So I'm like, but I still, but there was a lesson that I wasn't getting yet. So the universe will keep giving you something until you get the lesson.
Of course.
And I needed to know what gratitude was.
Okay.
So I had started becoming a better human, but I wasn't grateful. I was still like, you know, I was still being like, whatever. A couple days later after the funeral, which was on Halloween 2020, I was forced to go into the office. And fear, when you have fear, you project it out. And what you expect is what you're going to get.
It comes right back. It's all as above, so below. So within, so without.
And so I was afraid that I was going to get COVID.
Okay.
I was scared for my life because, you know, the whole fear mongering.
Exposed. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right.
It's all over the place.
People are dying.
People are dying all over the place.
You're going to die.
Lock yourself in the room. Stay 2 feet apart. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah. And so
horrible.
I told my boss, like, I don't need to come in. Like, we've been working from home. He's like, I just need you to come in to just do something today. But you can work from home every other day. Just you have to be in today. I'm like, fine. So I went in and I had to take the subway and somebody did a drive-by, like a sneeze.
Okay.
So I put so much fear. I'm like, fuck, I think I'm going to get COVID. I'm going to get COVID. Oh my God, I'm going to get COVID. I think I'm going to get COVID. I was thinking that all throughout the day. And I was manifesting that into my system. And then
of course,
the following day in the morning, like my immune system was actually weak. And who knows, maybe it was the case, right? Whether I got COVID or not, or however it came, it was in my system now. But my immune system was weakened because of the IV and antivenom. From like a month and a half prior. So I was susceptible to things. I didn't know that. So my body felt like a nuclear bomb was going off.
Damn, like everywhere it's just like being invaded.
It's just like, what the fuck is going on? And I needed to go to the hospital. Now here's the thing. During COVID, I had chucked my phone in a drawer for 9 months. I didn't talk to anybody.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So like that entire time from COVID, I didn't talk to anybody. I was like, I'm going to get to work.
Not even internet, like,
nope.
Checking it out. Wow.
I was like, I'm locked in. I watched YouTube videos, but I didn't talk to anybody. Like nothing. And so I went to the hospital without my phone.
Okay.
I drove the car and I parked it just a little bit further from the hospital because I was not paying for parking. Like I'm not cheap in that aspect, but I was not paying for parking. I'm not doing that. Like parking there is ridiculous.
Oh, definitely.
So
what a steal.
I basically parked the car like 2 blocks away and I walked. As I get to the hospital, I collapse. In the hospital.
Wow, okay.
The universe needed me to get there. I wake up and I have this tube in my mouth.
Oh,
And I'm
really?
like in the ICU, and it's a circular room with other patients that are also with tubes in their mouth. I had to breathe through a ventilator.
Mm. Wow,
And
they were making you breathe because you weren't able to breathe on your own.
correct.
Shit. All right.
That's what was happening.
Damn. All right.
And so I lost my sense of taste as well.
Okay.
So I couldn't taste shit. But in that room, I saw people die every day. And you see the regret in their eyes.
Like they regret on not living a better life or being a better person or this and that.
Do you see where all this is going now? So
wow, okay.
I spent 23 days there in the ICU. There was no phone, no pictures, no nothing, like no contact. They had to reach out to my family, but they couldn't see me. They couldn't visit me.
Wow.
Right?
Shit. Yeah, that's tough.
Because none of the people who died, their family could visit them either. You're basically, you're on your own.
Yeah.
You're basically fucked.
You're in quarantine.
You're
you
quarantined.
Can't do anything. Yeah, exactly.
You're quarantined. There's nothing else you can do. You're basically gonna die alone.
Yeah.
So
wow. Fuck.
While I was in the hospital, though, something clicked in my mind. I'm like, I remember reading a story in one of the books. I forget if it was the Buddha and the Badass, or the Code or the Extraordinary Mind, or Jay Shetty's book on like the monk. I forget the name of that book. But it said that there was a scenario where people were in World War I and World War II. Some died and some made it through. And the difference between those who made it and those who didn't was mindset. Because
of course,
those who had like really high mindset, they had someone to fight for, because they had people to go back home to fight for.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
They wanted to get back home. So they were going to do everything in their power to live. But those who didn't have loved ones waiting for them, they didn't give a fuck. If a grenade was chucked over, they're done. They're like, I don't care.
Squad, basically.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't give a fuck.
Right. So basically, the difference between those two, even though they had the same situation, was mindset. And I'm like, I know there are people dying, but there's no fucking way I'm dying here. There's no fucking way I'm dying here.
Straight up, man.
I'm not dying here. So I kept telling myself, like, this isn't the end. This isn't the end. I know this isn't the end. Because if this was the end, then why the fuck did God make me start reading 110 books?
Oh, that's it. That's it.
Well, at that time, it was like 90 books. After that, I read another 20, but when I got out of the hospital. But essentially, this was November 3rd to November 21st. So like or November 22nd. So from that day, I got out of the hospital to like the end of 2020, I was able to read 20 books. I was like reading a book a day. I was just like constantly just like, because I had to sit, I had to sit and relax. Like I couldn't do much. I had to basically say, take it easy on your body. So I had to just rest. So what could I do? Feed my mind. May as well, right? So I absorbed fucking books. So I didn't work out for another 23 days plus those 14 days. So it was like a combination of almost 40 days I didn't work out in that period. From like the spider bite to that. I didn't really gain that much weight because I didn't really have an appetite. But anyway, so like the lesson that I had to cultivate from there was gratitude, because I get to wake up and I get to see another day.
That's it. Another day of life.
I got another moment. I see people are dying with the sadness in their eyes, with regret, but I'm still alive. So I mean, I knew that the universe had me go through that. Because like it didn't make any sense. Like, why did you make me awake for me to die now? Like that doesn't make any fucking sense.
That's correct. For sure.
Right. So ultimately, I started to go down a path of even more like gratitude to the universe, but I didn't know what it was yet. Still, what the universe or God was. 2021 rolls around. Run into two people. Two other instances. One is a girl who was an extremist. She says she's a feminist, but she was an extremist, and she had to mirror back a lot of interesting lessons that I still had to work through. And then I met someone who scammed me for $1 million.
Oh wow! Okay.
Because I had made so much money during the crash of 2020 when the stock market went like this, and I capitalized. Because I started to build that financial abundance mindset, right? So I started to like invest, and I started to make so much money. But then I took all the money that I had invested in the stock market, which this was a lesson in greed, that I put into a crypto thing. I was able to make some money and pull it out, but the greed was getting to me that I kept putting all of it back in and making so much more. They were making like hundreds of thousands of dollars a night.
Oh, okay.
And then I was like, man, I should just leave some, but like something told me to keep putting. And then because I'm like, they've been catching my my trust for 4 months. So I'm like, everything's working fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong. But then there was one day I couldn't, again, the intuition kicked in, but I didn't understand what this was. And it's like, don't do it. This is like, keep your money here. But I didn't listen. And so I deposited the money into the account again, or not into my bank account, but into the crypto account. And then they told me like, now if you want to be a part of well, it was a scam, but if you want to be a part of the
of this project,
if you want to be a part of, like, I'm remembering the words that they said, but they said essentially, if you want to have lifetime gains, so like be in part of the dividends, you have to invest all of this money right now, and so that you can get the gains, and you will make this amount of money for the rest of your life, and you are guaranteed. But the coin had to be backed by the New York Stock Exchange. Unfortunately, September rolls around, September 2021, and it rolls around, and the coin was a dud. And they told me like, you now have, if you want to take out all your money, you're gonna have to pay money to take out money. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
Wow.
Who, like, you can just take the money from my thing and give me the rest. Like, you're saying to me that I need to pay 10% of this. 10% of $1 million is $100,000.
Yeah.
I don't have $100,000 like outside of this account. I had just invested almost everything. I had 95% of my resources into this thing. I had a little bit of a nest egg, thank God, over in some other thing, but I didn't touch. But I forgot about it, to be quite honest. So I'm glad I forgot about it.
That's good, yeah.
But I'm like, who does that? Like, you don't need to pay to take out money. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Just take out the fucking money and I'll go on my merry way. Take out, hell, take out 50%. I don't give a fuck. Just take the 50% if you want and give me the rest. That's $500,000.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Ish. I had a little bit over $1 million because I had made that much I went from the stock market making $75,000 with only investing $10,000. So I made $65,000 profit.
Huge win, yeah.
Yeah, huge win during that time, right?
Wow.
But then I took that 70 and made $1 million because it's so much faster. I was like,
wow, okay.
And people do make that type of money, and it is legitimate. But the thing is, I found, unfortunately, the scam. So back in the day, I didn't have this reframe, but so this is a reframe. You might want to write this one down. You don't actually ever lose anything. You just circulate it because it'll come back to you in a different way. I just don't know when. You don't know when and how it's going to come back to you, but it's going to come back to you in a certain way. So after that event happened in September 2021, I fell to my knees. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like,
wow, okay.
Like,
yeah. That must be painful, bro. If you feel like you lost that much
like
money.
It was a sucker punch to the gut. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, what the hell, man? Like, why am I never catching a break? So I started to spiral down a little bit. But I'm like, I had to cry it out and get mad for about a couple days. And then I'm like, okay, what do we do now? Because, in all the books that I had read up until that point, because now I had read over close to 200 books, because 2021 I read a lot of books.
Okay.
So another set of 100 books I read up until that point. So I was like, all right, what do we do now? I read all these books. I have to put some of these things into practice now. Like there has been many people in all their books who have gone and lost all their money and they made it back. They went through hell basically, but they were able to overcome it. So I'm like, this must be my journey to overcome. Because if they did it, I can do it because they're no different from me.
Exactly.
I didn't know that we were one yet. I didn't have that ideology yet. And so ultimately what happened was, I'm like, all right, universe, like, I don't know, man, but like, help me. I need the help.
Okay.
It was one of those like got down on my knees and like helped me
Mm,
again, just like back in 2018. And so
okay.
I run into I never was on Instagram. And for some reason, something told me to go on Instagram. It's the intuition again. But again, didn't know what it was called back then. Went on Instagram and I saw this Lewis Howes challenge. Lewis Howes is a podcaster of the School of Greatness. I used to connect with his like his channel and his content. That's where I got a lot of the books from because of all the authors who would show up on his channel and they would collaborate, kind of like what we're doing right now.
Yeah, exactly.
So I entered his challenge, paid $100. I'm like, what else do I have to lose now at this point? It was a 3-day Zoom event. So you on Zoom, you can speak with him and ask him questions. I didn't really have the guts or courage to ask him a question. So everybody else asked questions and their questions were similar to what I was going to ask anyways. But as I was sharing some stuff in the chat, there were 2 people who I ran into. One name was Craig Siegel and another woman's name was Oriana Lagunas. And these 2 people, even though they're not part of my life now, they were pivotal because Ari, like I call her Ari. Ari brought my coach named Angel into my life, which Angel was the one that helped me to get into spirituality.
Okay.
And Craig helped me to build even more mindset, but he brought another soul sister named Jessa, who was also into spirituality. So you see 2 different roads now with 2 different sets of groups, with 2 sets of different people. I was starting to enter the manifestation and the spirituality aspect of this journey. So it's a whole year and a half with no spirituality, all personal development. From there, life has taken on its own it's like a magic carpet ride now.
It does, man.
Like there have been, I'm not saying that's all been sunshines and rainbows. Like there's been lots of like pitfalls, crying, letting go of shit. Like it's been rough. I'm not gonna lie, it's been rough.
Dramatic too.
There's been times where I wanted to just like, why did you make me even aware of this? Like it was better I just stay asleep. It's better I didn't know this shit. I was content working IT for the rest of my life. Why did you even bother? Like, but it knew I had to go through this journey because I have to go through things so that I can see how to help people who are going through those things so I can help them. Because that was my mission. That is the mission. For those of you who are not aware, I'm a mindset coach. I have to use that terminology, but what I really am goes beyond a coach. I help people unlock their fullest potential of their mind so they can live their best life by design from their heart, from their soul. And so in 2022, this is where life started to really take a turn for like getting into the unknown. And this is where like I was getting into more spirituality. But there was an experience in March of 2022 with Jessa when I was first starting to connect with her. She was hosting a 21-day like activation event. So every evening time you'd connect with her and she'd be on Zoom, you'd spend like a couple hours and you would get into like a meditation, but she would be doing this activation.
Like a guided meditation?
Kind of, yeah. So like you'd close your eyes and she would guide you up where the creator is. She'd say, imagine like this beautiful ball of light that you're in now. It's traveling up out of yourself, and then you're traveling up into the sky, past the sky, into the universe, and then now you're seeing this beautiful like iridescent light. And then once you go past that, you're going to see more different things like some rainbow colored jelly substance. You're passing all that, and then you're going to run into this beautiful like pure light. And now your ball is going to merge with that light and you're one with the creator. While she was doing that on the 11th day, because every other day, we were just like sitting in meditation for a couple hours. She'd be talking, asking us questions, or we would ask her questions. And on night 11, my soul left my body. Oop. Are we still?
It's still there.
Okay.
It's there.
Okay. Just making sure. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. It's funny how when we were talking about the death and now this light thing, like, it flickers. Yeah. So my my soul left my body.
That's
I didn't.
projection?
Right, but I didn't know what it was called.
Okay.
Had no idea what the fuck that was called.
Okay.
I just left my body. I was like, and I like traveled with this crystal shiny glowy hand. It like took my soul out of the body, and it took different forms.
Oh, for sure.
So from that moment on, I was just like, I saw everybody's games and saw everybody what they were doing on Earth and what was happening. But it told me a few things that when you leave here, you're going to forget everything that you saw, except for the experience of you being here. You're going to remember only that. You're going to have this for 3 days. You're going to have a feeling in your heart for 3 days. After that, you're going to go back and forget a lot of this stuff, and you're going to get frustrated again. But I felt like I spent at least 1,000 years there, but I was only 3 hours. And Jessa was like, Orion, are you there? Are you there? Are you there? Like, she looked like I fell asleep, but I wasn't asleep. Are you there?
Yeah.
But she actually stayed on, and she was just listening to music and cooking in the background while the shit was happening.
Whoa,
for
you're
me.
just doing your magic.
Yeah. So I came to, because the crystal shiny glowing hand put myself back into my body, and it took different forms. Like I said, it took like a light being form. It took the shiny glowy hand form. It took all different forms, but it put me back into my body. And I woke up and I'm like, oh my God. I just like, I screamed. I'm like, Jessa, because I didn't think I was gone for like 3 hours, but because there was a clock, I'm like, I was still kind of like coming back. And she's like, oh, welcome back, brother. Like, how, like, did you fall asleep? I'm like, no, Jessa, like, I think I was with God. I think I was with the Creator. And she's
beautiful.
like, and I told her about like the crystal shiny glowing hand. I told her what I saw. She's like, yeah, you were definitely with God. You had, she didn't know what it was called either, astral projection, but she knew that you had the experience because she had a similar experience with the Creator where she was within that, not a crystal shiny glowing hand, but like she was in that similar kind of thing.
Rome version.
Yeah. So the following day, I went to my park that's in the trail.
Okay.
And I was on a Facebook Live in my Facebook group that I was a part of with Angel, because Angel was my coach and she wanted me to be part of her community. I went live on Facebook and everyone's like, oh my God, what happened to you? Like they saw the energy and I was like, it's coming out, man. And I summoned a deer into the field,
up here close to you guys there.
And a deer doesn't usually show up there often during the daytime like that. And they're like, oh my God, look behind you, Orion, there's a deer. And I looked, I'm like, oh shit. And it's like, because it's your energy, you summoned it. And then 3 days pass by and then the feeling from the heart just dissipates and it goes away. And then I go back into a frustrated state. I'm not angry at the world, but I'm fucking like, why am I here? This is like the fuck. And then there has been many times where the universe had this. I didn't know what synchronicities were before. I had no idea what the fuck synchronicities were.
Right. Okay.
So me and Jessa, we really connected deeply. And it was during the summertime. I had to go to, virtually go to one of her events. It's called the Love Event. I need to take some screenshots or some photos of her while she's at the event because, she's speaking. She's a speaker.
Oh, okay.
So I went and I took the screenshots and I showed it to her. And she's like, I like those screenshots because there was no one who could take photos for her because it's virtual, right? It's a digital event.
Okay.
We get on a Zoom call in the evening time. And she's like, hey, brother, I'm going to go grab dinner. We talked for about an hour. I'm going to go grab dinner, and then I'll call you back after I'm done, and I'm going to go take a walk in my park. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to go get dinner too, and then I decided to go take a walk in the area. I forgot to mention something prior to what I'm about to mention. Three weeks prior to this thing with me and her, I had this insight drop in. It was in July. It told me to ask Jessa to stay with her in New York City. I'm like, why the fuck would I do that? I don't I know her, but I don't know her. Like, we're not family. Like, I don't know her. Right. I only spent so much time with her on Zoom, but I don't know her.
Okay.
So then now we're back to August, and I call her back, and she's like, "Hey, brother." I'm like, "What's up?" "I don't know. I had this crazy idea while I was making dinner." I'm like, "What's that? What's that idea?" "I'm meant to bring you to New York City for you to stay here so that you can like do whatever you need to do." I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I was like not screaming, but I'm like, "Oh my God, Jessa." She's like, "What?" I'm like, "I kid you not, but I had this thought 3 weeks ago, but I was afraid to tell you. I didn't know, like, come on, like, I don't really, like, I know you, but I don't know you, right? I don't know you. Like, you're living in New York, right?" She's like, "Well, brother, this is how the universe works. You already know since we first met when we had that experience, right? That activation, like, this is how the creator works. The creator works in all kinds of ways. Because if you don't follow through with something, then it'll seek to find a way to find it through someone else to help you."
Right,
So
exactly.
So the same things about lessons, about gratitude. I didn't learn the lesson the first time with the spider bite.
Okay.
I didn't learn the lesson the second time when my uncle died to be grateful for life. I had to learn it the third time when I was in the hospital bed fighting for my life.
Yeah, exactly.
And the lesson gets more magnified every time.
Oh, definitely.
Right. So from that moment on, I had to sell everything of mine that I had of childhood, all my video games, my stuff, and prepare to leave for November 2022. And when I left for November 2022, I didn't think I was coming back. But I get there, and immediately we're going to visit her friend for Thanksgiving. I never had American Thanksgiving before. Didn't know who or where I was going. I was like thrown into the fire now. Like I'm like, this is completely like you have no idea where you're going. Like
shit.
I just got
going
there
down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, I just got there within a week, and we're already traveling.
Okay.
So I met her friend, who I had a little bit of thing for, but we're kind of like it's kind of like this thing right now. She's still figuring out her life. But then we come back from Thanksgiving, which was in New Jersey, where her friend lives, which is about an hour and a half drive. Then she's telling me we're going to Vegas. I'm like, we're going to Vegas? I didn't think I was going anywhere. I thought I was just going to stay here and do my thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Easy peasy, huh?
So she told me she has an event to go to, and the event is going to be for 5 days. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll be staying here. She's like, no, you're coming with me. I just need you to pay for your own ticket just so that it feels like you're actually contributing. But I'm paying for you to go to this event. She didn't tell me how much it was, but I found out how much it actually was.
Okay.
It was $10,000.
Shit.
Because I was around billionaires. I'd never been around billionaires and millionaires in that time, ever.
Okay.
Ever in my life. I had never been around that type of people.
That kind of, yeah, exactly.
You know
that circle,
Yeah. So she rolls like that.
Wow.
For her, $10,000 is like $10.
It's just like nothing.
It's like nothing, bro.
Wow.
Because her mindset is so much different. I was starting to elevate my mindset. And my wealth consciousness was going up.
Exactly.
As I was there in Vegas, I had to speak on stage. I'm like, oh, fuck. Well, I wanted to speak on stage anyways, but like now what you ask for is what you're gonna get.
This is what you're getting.
Yeah, man. So like there was 500 people that night who heard me speak. But the thing is, the person who organized the event, his name is Bill Walsh. He said that every one of you has to speak tonight. So guess what? By the time we came back from dinner, do you think everybody came back?
Really?
No. Because most people, half of the room had disappeared. They didn't come back that evening. They were afraid. They're scared. So like there was 1,000 people that was actually there. The room had over 1,000 people, but only 500 people came back.
So only like were scared of what though?
Because they had to go speak on stage.
I see.
It was sort of a forced like exercise.
Shit.
So I'm like, I'm down for it because you didn't bring me this far. Universe only make me go this far. Like, there's no way. Like,
straight up, man.
So Jessa runs to the stage and she's first. She beats me there. I'm second, actually. I wanted to be first, but she was second. She flopped. Well, when I say flopped, I mean she was a seasoned speaker, but she flopped.
Like she couldn't go on with it.
Right. She was kind of like
flow, yeah.
She wasn't in her flow.
Oh, okay.
I take advantage of her little flop, and then I start to speak. They ask because they ask, supposed to be like 2 to 5 minutes. Who are
Okay.
you? What is it that you do, and how do you help people? I wasn't really clear as
Uh,
to what I was doing and who I was and how I help people, but I was like, at the time, I called myself the superhero of love, and I said, I'm the superhero of love, and I'm here to help many people to remember a little bit of like I didn't know that the answers were you, and I didn't know that to remember who you are. So I was saying, like, I'm here to help people to love themselves more, to know that they have the power within themselves, to love themselves, and to know that anything is possible. So I said stuff like that. I'm still working on figuring out who I am and how clear I am, but like people were locked the fuck in that evening, and so many people connected with me from that talk. Imagine I didn't do that. I wouldn't have connected with the people. So throughout the 5 days, we got to spend time with like everybody, get to know everybody. And there's so many people in the world who have misperceptions about billionaires, that they're all evil. Not all of them are evil.
No.
There are so many people who are rich, who are doing good things. They just don't tell you about them because they don't want to be in the limelight. They're like, they're hidden. So I got to sit down and spend time with these billionaires and millionaires and multi-millionaires and like very high-level CEOs and entrepreneurs and everything.
Wow,
and
heavy.
They had me come over. I was eating, and they wanted to ask me some stuff.
Okay.
And they wanted me to get clear as to like, what do you want to do in this world? I said, well, I really just want to help people, to just like help them to know that anything's possible, because I didn't think it was possible for me. Then they asked me, do you think this was by chance that you were brought here? I'm like, no, I don't think so, because if it was by chance, then I shouldn't be here, technically. But they also told me, like, well, guess what? I know it may seem like a long road for you, and it might be, but know this, that you're on the right track, because you wouldn't be sitting with us. And this is for you. This is meant for you. You're just going to find it in your way. I don't know how long it's going to take, but you're going to figure it out. Just keep going. So their words helped me that night to remind myself. And like I said, I was supposed to live in New York with her for a bit. Things didn't pan out because she was attempting to start her business and hire me as like a consultant, but that didn't work out. So I had to come back to Canada, because my visa would have, like my US visa would have ran out, because you only get 6 months to stay.
Oh,
but,
yeah, right.
But the thing is, like, I had to go to San Diego. That was where I was supposed to go. That's where Ari comes in. She kept talking about San Diego, San Diego, San Diego.
Okay. All right.
And I had a crush on her, but unfortunately that didn't work out. But she kept talking about San Diego. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take a trip. Why not? I kind of dipped into that nest egg that I had saved that I forgot about. Because in New York, I was like, wait a minute, I have this nest egg. And I didn't realize I had the nest egg. I sold all my stuff, and I made $10,000 by selling my stuff. And I bought a MacBook and my iPhone that I still have to this day. And I was able to like save. I was able to support myself enough to stay in New York for a bit. And I was like, Jess, I can't pay $10,000 for this event. She's like, don't worry. Think of it as you're going to pay it forward in the future. You can help other people. You're going to help. The thing that I'm doing for you, you're going to help someone or a set of people in the future. You're going to just help. You're going to repay it in that way. Like, okay.
Oh, yeah. She sees that value, you know, in helping people.
Yeah. So she saw that within me. She knew, like,
bro.
yeah, she knew I was going to do that. So I go to San Diego in May of 2023, first time ever like going on my own. I've never really taken a trip by myself up until that moment. I've traveled a fair bit, but always with someone.
Okay.
But I've never traveled on my own I've never been to San Diego. So this is like a 1 month trip. And during that time, I was in the car. There's one instance where this is where the esoteric stuff start coming in. This is where the deity stuff starts coming in. I know I've been kind of...
That's where the juicy part is coming.
This is where the juicy stuff starts hitting us now. I'm sitting in the car. I just came from a beach called Solana Beach. Okay. And I'm just relaxing, and then all of a sudden I hear this voice drop in. Because I used to always say, God never speaks to me. Because he always speaks to Jessa. He always speaks to some other people that I knew. But he never speaks to me. It's bullshit. You know why it's bullshit? Because you don't shut up, Orion. You don't be quiet. How can you hear God if you're talking? So anyways, I sat in the car and God, the voice, said, the answer to life is through sound and vibration. I'm like, wait, what? The answer to life is through sound and vibration. And it like downloaded, well, it's technically uploaded because all the answers are actually here. It's called the library of all that is. I call it that.
Akashic Records.
Yeah, Akashic Records, the library of all that is, whatever you want to call it. It's all here. So you're not really downloading.
It's all here. Yeah.
You're not really downloading anything from the sky. You're uploading it from within yourself because your soul has it, but your mind doesn't have it. So your mind gets it from your soul. So your soul sends it up to your mind. So it's an upload. So anyways, it was uploading all this information, and I had to find someone I could like brain dump this shit on. Like I had to like
all that magic, dump it in there.
And it was a girl that there was another girl I liked. Her name was Pam, and I like dumped this, and I'm like, "Hey Pam, I just need to leave these things here. This is not really for you, but it can be for you. But I have to leave this like right here.
It's for you if you like it."
It was like, I don't know, maybe like this long, like this. And she's like, "What happened to you?" I'm like, "I don't know, girl, but I think I heard God. I think God just spoke to me, and then I feel like this is." And she's like, "Yeah, like something is definitely different because you don't usually text like this." So I'm like, okay. So I come back after that trip, all like glazed up and ready to rock and roll, and I start to go into dive into the interconnectedness of reality. So you see, all that stuff prior led to this stuff.
Gotcha.
Right? Yep. There was no interconnectedness back then. It was now it's time for the interconnectedness. So like I started reading about the Akashic Records. I started to know about all the planes of existence, all the different dimensions, like the fifth, the fourth, the third, the sixth, the 11th, you know, all those.
All of them.
I started to study cymatics. I started to study sound frequencies and vibrations, and I started to do sacred geometry and all the stuff. Like all the stuff
alchemy,
was all alchemy, all of it. Like, it was all just like unfolding there.
Nice.
So I went from the summer of 2023 to the winter of 2023, just studying that stuff. And then I had another call with Jessa, but this time this call was slightly different. She had to warn me about something. And I was going back to San Diego for Christmas because I'd never been for Christmas time. I've never seen, because San Diego is now going to be considered my home. That's where I'm moving to.
Gotcha.
So when you come to San Diego, I'll be there.
Yeah.
So you're invited to come to San Diego. I'll fly you out.
Thank you.
Yeah. So she and I, we jumped on a call. We are not talking as much, not because we were fighting or anything, but she was just busy and I just started to do this stuff. So we started to kind of drift a little bit, right?
Okay. Yep.
So she jumps on a call with me and I started talking, and she started noticing something, that I started to develop a spiritual ego.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of what a spiritual ego was, to be quite honest.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so like it felt like, and most spiritual people, they go through a spiritual ego. It's like they feel like they have the infinity stones of the universe now. And they
feel like they're God. Nobody else is all up.
Oh yeah.
It's a trap.
Yeah, it's a trap.
Be careful with that shit.
Yeah, and so like I felt like I had the infinity stones, and I was like, nobody's as smart as me. No one's as aware as me. Like all these people are like, I already know all this stuff. You know?
Right? You feel like, oh, nobody against me.
Yeah. So she warns me about it. She's like,
okay.
Brother, I know you do have a great heart, and I know your intentions are pure, but just be careful with how you're operating now, because if you continue to go down this road, you're going to run into more of a trap. And I used to put her and there's another guy named Huang who was also very deeply connected with me. He helped me to start to breathe and be present and feel it. He'd always tell me these three things. And I'm like, who has time to breathe? Who the hell actually feels stuff? Because it's all logical, right? And like what the fuck is being present? Like, Who's got time for that? Like,
Okay.
but like these two are like my teachers, but I put them on a
Mm.
pedestal because I thought I was inferior. But they always told me stop doing that. We're not your sensei. We're not your master. We're not your teachers. We're just you. But you're seeing us as like this, and you're like down here. But we're actually with you. We're equal. You just haven't seen.
Equal.
You haven't
Same
seen
thing.
it yet.
That's right.
Anyways, so this is where that spiritual ego is coming in
Okay.
because I thought like now I had surpassed them. Right, I surpassed her and him. I'm like, I already have, you know,
that gauntlet.
I have the gauntlet. I know I haven't asked you any questions, but I will get to asking you some stuff.
There's like an hour 20 so far. So.
Yeah, so that's cool. And so after we had that conversation, I started to like get back to being humble again.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with being humble, but there's everything kind of wrong with being too humble.
Yes, there must be a balance.
There must be a balance.
There must be a balance. There's the principle of not harming anybody, okay?
Yep.
And there's the other principle in which you take no shit from nobody.
Exactly.
So that's basically it. You don't want anybody taking control over you, and you don't want to take control over anybody. So that's really is. It's all about equilibrium. It's all about just us being on the same plane. We're all equal in our own way, and we're all versions of each other.
Yes.
And other dimensions. So that's basically it. We're all equal no matter what. We're here to support each other. We're here to help each other. We're here to raise each other. And why we're doing this? We're not doing this for money, not for fame, not for power, not for glory. We're doing this to heal the planet. We're doing this. We're doing this to help each other, to heal the planet in a way that is like a proper place for us. We're making the world a better place, and we're doing this through helping each other, through the raise of consciousness of each other. And how we do that? Raising our knowledge. We start to learn about each other, and also gain emotional intelligence. Because there's something as emotional intelligence, in which it would be to understand that as one suffer, we all suffer.
Right.
And that's basically the symptomatic, and that's what we're putting out there. That's what we're doing our magic. That's why we're speaking all the truth that we're speaking, in order for people to just understand this and to start working based on that, right?
Yeah.
So before you want to ask, if you want to ask me any questions, I just want to give you like three quick questions.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. And then we can go ahead, okay?
Sure.
So the first one is, how many demons? I don't. Well, there are many other terms and terminology for the word demon, but it's the like the simple term that everybody knows, right?
Right.
So how many demons have you expelled?
So for me, I probably expelled at least 100.
Oh, that's huge.
And for those of you, another word for demon could be called egregores, astral entities, or just the word entity. These are not necessarily bad.
That's right.
They're just things that are sort of holding you back from your truest potential. So about 100.
That's right. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. Nice.
Yeah. The biggest one was the egregore of hatred.
Okay. Oh, indeed. That's a huge one. And definitely we all carried that demon before. And now that we know we are at this level, of consciousness that we can control our demons. We can make our angels and demons work for us.
Correct.
Okay. So this is something huge.
And again, to just note, like when we're saying angels or demons, do your best not to get attached to good or bad. It's a neutral thing.
That's right.
Because the goal to life is to keep everything neutral as best as you can. I'm not saying never to enjoy something or never to not feel sad about something. What I'm saying is, like, when it comes to terminologies, do your best to keep it neutral, because when you keep it neutral, you are able to navigate more easier and more efficiently.
Yeah, balance is key. Balance is key there. I mean, because when we're talking about angels and demons, we're talking about aspects of ourselves, either positive or negative. It's mostly spiritual self, which is it involves the emotional part as well.
So I'm going to return that question to you for yourself. How many have you expelled for yourself?
Me, man, 43. 43, because
what would you say was the heaviest one you had to expel?
Man, the heaviest one is cognitive dissonance. You know, that
cognitive dissonance,
because like that part of ignorance is the killer of knowledge,
right?
And if you're not feeding your mind, right, it's just gonna be the person who has ignorance on them is basically just being controlled by either by entities or by other people, right? And they'll be basing themselves on just dogma instead of knowledge itself, gnosis. If we're talking about dogma, it will be just the attachment of some belief, right? And that stuff is dangerous. For example, if we're talking about religion, for example, right? The religions are dividing people and like causing wars, right? Everybody, it doesn't matter which religion is being practiced. It's all just cause of violence and division. And there is a difference in between dogma and gnosis, right? And when trying to eliminate ignorance is just, you know, you freeing that person of, well, more or less, but it's a huge part of it because everything starts from the mind.
Correct.
Everything starts from the mind.
Sure does.
And the body follows after. So so far 43.
Nice.
Because you know I woke up 2022 on October.
What exactly? And that's funny because you woke up in the same month I woke up. Technically,
right? Like it COVID, right after COVID, and like everything started to affect. I'm like, what's going on with this world? Is this really legit? I mean, like, slowly start to.
And it's funny because ever since I've been aware, now I see everyone else who's starting to get the message.
Big time.
And everyone's on their journey, but everyone's going to eventually reach a point where they're going to see that all words are made up because everything's made up. Every word is made up. And
it's spells.
They're spells, but every word is actually made up because in the universe it sees our words as it's like insignificant, right? But the energy we submit behind the words is what creates a lot of either the problems or the magic. You're going to realize that everything starts with you.
That's right.
Because you have to think your thoughts, you have to feel your feelings, you have to believe your beliefs, you have to speak your words, and you have to take your actions. Because it's you. That's why, like, everything on my channel, it's not even my channel, it's itself just working through this vessel. There's no I or me anymore. It's just God through this vessel. But I still say I, even though it's not really I. Because that's the thing about our language. It's what limits us, but also it's what has to help us to, you know, explain things. And so on that channel specifically, it is always pointing to you.
That's right. It all comes back to us. Everything we do is like the universe is a huge mirror. And
yes, it is.
Basically, whatever we do, whatever we project outside, we gain back that. Exactly. And it is said everywhere, like in the Bible, Quran, all this. Like whatever we do, you reap what you sow.
Correct.
And so it all comes back to like what kind of energy we're putting out there. Are we helping others? Are we like creating peace and love? Are we creating order, or are we damaging others? Are we creating lack for others? Are we creating again that true words? Again, like another, you know, it's when we have the choice. We have the choice which force to lead ourselves into, to work on, right? And like it will create a different result depending on what path we follow,
right?
And that's huge, man. I've seen a lot of people, you know, I mean, coming from a person like such myself, right? Well, person, a being or consciousness. We will be talking about like me understanding like through events that happened before. I've seen people, for example, the high priest, the one who created Anton Sandor LaVey, the creator of the Satanic Bible. This guy, okay, he had his religion going, he was popular, all this and that, and he created Satanism on the US. But when he died, in his last words, that really surprised me. And his last words were, well, he said, I wasted it all. I wasted it all, meaning his life. And I was like, wow, is that really what it is? So, like, people choosing to go to the dark side, they're gonna go to empty life. They're gonna go through misery. They're gonna go through all this.
That's the reason why that's why I said my demon or the egregor was hatred. Hatred is one of the heaviest frequencies you can possibly have. Most people think that the opposite of love is fear, but no, the opposite of love is actually hate. The opposite of fear is actually courage. Because love and fear do not go hand in hand. It's love and hate. Hate's actually much more of a stronger frequency than fear, but because people use fear, hatred is kind of intermeshed into that. And so for me, like, that's the reason why, like, if I had not dealt with that hate, everything else comes from hate for me. The fear, the lack, the scarcity, the opportunities, because I'm hating people. And if I didn't deal with that, I would have went down a very dark road, and I would have, because we're all co-creators.
Yes, that's right.
We're all the creator. We all have our own, we all have equal power.
That's correct.
There's no soul on this planet that is more above or below. That's people, right. This is where I was talking about the spiritual ego, where there are people who I still run into where they say that I'm super spiritual and I'm like da 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 da. It's great. It's cool. We know that. We know you're woke. It's good. But the thing is, like, but I can feel all your feelings. I can do all these things. That's great. I know. But like at the same time, you're not above anybody. You are not above someone who lives under a bridge, and they're not below you. They are equal, right? Because that would make no sense. For why would God give only certain people opportunities and not others?
That's right.
Because we think that God favors people, but God doesn't. God, yes, gave certain people opportunities to evolve, yes, but that doesn't mean that you're less than someone.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't matter where you were born, even if someone was born in a place that doesn't have a lot of resources, like in the countries that, and I don't like calling places third world countries because that's disrespectful.
I think actually that's something made up, because
that's a made up term.
Like, you know, Canada, like, okay, be the first world country. Okay, So what will make a country a first world country versus another country?
Right.
Because like, okay, yeah, they can talk about technology, but then at the same time, okay, where's the love? Where's the family? Where's the where's the kind of stability? Okay.
Yeah, in first world countries, even though again I'm not going to use that terminology, the people are more disconnected. Whereas in third world countries, people are more interconnected.
Oh, big time, more connected to even to nature.
Exactly. So who's really living the right? You know. Anyways, to get back to what I was saying, so like, the more we understand that, like, this kind of leads to what I was talking about just before we took that pause to ask questions. the whole spiritual ego, or I call it spiritual pretentiousness now, because ego actually is different. So most people, they think ego is this like thing in their mind, but your ego is actually your five senses and your physical body.
The way I see it is ego basically seeing oneself as separate from the all.
Right. But the thing is, that's the terminology most people go with, and that's not, there's nothing wrong with that. But the ego that itself has shared with this vessel specifically was that your ego is actually your five senses, that was your physical body, that you descended into a physical separate self, right? But you came here to actually explore God's oneness with your vessel. And if you notice the words I just said there, explore, E, God, G, oneness, O. Explore God's oneness with your vessel, your five senses.
That's pretty cool.
And then you can educate God's oneness, encapsulate God's oneness, embody God's oneness, explore God's oneness, elevate God's oneness, evolve God's oneness. The list goes on and on and on.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what ego really is. So I changed the word ego, that most people call ego, into pretentiousness. So spiritual pretentiousness is where a lot of people are like, they have the holier than now, high and mighty vibe, like I'm better than you kind of vibe. And because so many people are having that right now, and that's the journey where everyone who gets into spirituality, they'll eventually go through that. They'll eventually have to come to a point where they're going to have to drop that, and they're going to return. Sure. They're going to return back to knowing that everyone's one and equal. No one's a higher or below. We will all figure it out at some point. There's so many people who are now saying words that I thought I was just saying about a year ago, where I was saying, I'm remembering who I am. I remember what I forgot. Remember who you are. But now I hear so many other YouTubers using that same verbiage. Why? Because itself is starting to activate through a lot of us. You can call it God or the infinite intelligence, starting to activate through a lot of us to say the same things. Hence why we're all interconnected.
Oh yeah, straight up. And it's not only just us. It is more like every single scripture, like from every religion, it would relate the same thing. Even if we're talking about Freemasonry, even if we're talking about Kabbalah or tarot, it's all like it's all interconnected. It's just teaching us like how to be better, how to be in contact with God, just through different words. But like it is something I even said not long ago. It's a quote that I made. Like no matter what is our motivation, or what the origin, or whatever we were taught, it's more of a like, as long as that we're starting through all based on truth, which is truth is original, truth is universal. We will all be united on the same spot, like after outside that wall of preconceived notion, outside of that wall of identifying oneself with ego, basically identifying oneself with the flesh, right? So we all gonna be united on that same spot,
right?
It might not be all of us at the same time, at the same moment, but it's gonna be like eventually we all, like, everybody's gonna be jumping off that wall. And now, like, it's a quickening now, because even the Matrix, I don't know if you heard of Jeffrey Epstein's files and Trump and all this, all this stuff that is going on in the US. Everybody start to realize, like, what the hell? Like, is this even legit? Like, you know, everybody start to question reality more and more and more.
Exactly.
And that it's just a matter of time. Aliens start to appear. It stop being a conspiracy theory. I even start to see them myself, you know, everywhere. And like it is mostly just, you know, just knowing your darkness before hitting the light. You know, you have to get your soul through heaven and hell, you know, to complete yourself.
In order to get to heaven, you must descend into hell first.
You gotta know hell.
And when I say hell, that doesn't mean some fiery place. That just means you have to go within yourself and figure yourself
mental
out.
State. Yeah.
And I want to touch upon something. It's in your shadows, or the hell is where you get all your gifts.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you don't get your gifts in the light. You bring your
right.
gifts from the shadows into the light. For example, you're
mhm.
born, you're encased in your mother's womb. Your mother's womb is darkness.
Mhm.
You're being formed with all your gifts.
It's your shadow work.
Then you bring into the light all your gifts as a newborn. So like you go into your inner world, which looks dark, but then you're bringing it into the light, which is the physical. And
Exactly.
and so like as within, like you mentioned earlier, as within, so without. It goes as above, so below, as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul.
So that's all.
And so it's important to understand yourself, because when you understand yourself, and I use the word understand, not understand.
Write that down.
Like understanding yourself is going to be the greatest work you ever do in this planet. It doesn't matter, even if you have kids, if you get like you're multi-billionaire or a multi-billion-dollar company that you run, the greatest work you will ever do is understanding or understanding yourself.
Very important.
Yeah.
Not everything, no wealth comes in form of money, because money, a lot of people have money. Okay, I've seen the Rockefellers, I've seen the Rothschilds, I've seen Trump, I've seen all this Elon Musk. Okay, they have tons of money. Okay,
Sure do.
but I can say with certainty that they have no idea what truly wealthy it's all about when we're talking about alchemical money.
Right.
The word money itself means mon. You separate the word money. You say mon is one, mono, and then I is one eye. You're talking about activating your one eye through the balancing of both hemispheres of the mind, of the brain, and stop identifying oneself as what we are, what we're experiencing, because we're not even the mind or the body. We are what we're expecting our experiences. We're expecting what's going on, and also we're co-creating with the mother and father of all creation.
Right.
To our experiences, we're creating our own experiences. Right now, we're working our magic. We're healing the planet. As like the more people get to hear this, the more people get to wake up and be like, okay, yeah, these guys went through what they went through, and waking up is not like, wow, it's not like glorious as you think. You didn't go to some witchcraft or whatever. It's just normal life, normal, normal stuff that we went through before, and through our experience, we became what we came now. And it's something that, I mean, people must understand how simple it really is. It's just like, for a lot of people, it's gonna be a near-death experience. For example, they're gonna be like, oh my god, oh, now I seen through the walls, and so they're gonna be able to
or have many dark night of the souls.
Oh, that too. Too.
And I want to touch upon my sort of final breakthrough that had to occur last year.
Okay.
Before we continue. So I figured out how the mind works, but I had to go through one more immense pain and suffering.
Everybody's got their own challenges, right?
Right. And this one was probably the final hurdle. I'm sure there's gonna be more challenges, but I mean, like, I know how to handle it now. So last year during the summer around this time was actually July. I had a dark night of the soul. And what led up to that was my other channel. I was actually skyrocketing. Like my growth was going pretty quick, but then the universe said, it was YouTube that actually screwed me over with their AI bot. They saw the channel was like not a legitimate channel due to someone spamming something in the chat in the live stream. So my views went from like 4,000 to like 100 a day. So I lost.
Oh, shit, okay.
So, and that channel never fully recovered. But it brought somebody prior to that, like there was a dip where I went back up for a moment because somebody put my channel in a campaign, and she was a very paradoxical person. She thought in paradoxes.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know what a paradox is, it's two truths that are both equal and true, but they clash with each other. and they're both equally correct. That's a paradox.
Mm-hmm.
And so when she came into my life in June before the Dark Night of Soul, she was starting to help me to unlock the paradox version of myself. And I had to go through a Dark Night of Soul on that channel. I started to cuss people out. People were getting mad at me. I was like going down like this, like it was all recorded on my channel. It's all there.
Okay.
So like my crying, my anger, my frustration, I'm like, fuck you, God, like fuck all this shit. Like I was getting so mad.
Okay, yeah.
I was like, if you want me, like if you're not gonna help me, then just take me off this fucking planet. I'm done with this place. I'm fucking done.
Wow. Okay.
So, but you see, it's funny how several years prior I had this connectedness with God. So you see, like my relationship with God was like this. It keeps going like this.
Okay.
So the final hurdle was, who's really the one actually saying this?
Okay.
Who's saying this? Because there have been times God helps me, and then like, did you forget? And the mind makes you forget when you've had all those good moments. And then you mentioned it earlier that we are not the mind or the body.
That's right.
And I came to that conclusion last summer in August around this time. I was actually doodling on my tablet, which I actually brought. And I have a drawing of me drawing a clock that says the now clock.
No, the now clock.
Yeah. It only has now in it. There's no
now everywhere.
Yeah,
like,
just now. Okay. There's no numbers. It's just now.
Cool.
Even the circle for the letter O holds the hands, and it's connected. So N-O circle W.
Oh,
and that's
I see.
And that holds, that's the middle.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'll show it to you. And actually, I can pull it out right now and show it to the camera quickly.
That's fine. Yeah, go ahead. Go for it.
So like, that's why I knew I was gonna bring my towel, because I had a feeling I was gonna, improvise and
you're like, you're not gonna need it.
Yeah.
I know it's still an hour 46 minutes right now. So
yeah,
I mean,
we're good.
We're gonna have a lot to talk about. Oh, look at it! Holy, damn! I think it needs this. It would probably.
It might be a little hard to see, but
it's
because there's also a glare.
Yes, it's focused there. It's focused there.
Perfect.
It's good. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool, bro. Holy.
Yeah. So as I was, there's more drawings, but like that was the first drawing.
Do you come up with it yourself?
Well, it's itself. It's itself. That's right, through me. I just when I started to figure out the mind, August last year, I was sitting outside, and for whatever reason, I'm like I don't know why I had to pick up my tablet and it wanted me to draw stuff. I was never drawing these things before. There's many other drawings. And the now, this is where all the answers are. This is where everyone's looking for. Everybody in the world is looking for this mystical answer. They're looking for this like answer that they think is in some next future moment in some like faraway land, that they have to go through some Mount Everest like trial. Yes, we have to go through some trials and difficulties in our life, for sure. But the answer is right here. We all go on a journey. This is the journey, basically. You go out. This is called the hero's journey for those of you, Joseph Campbell. It's usually in every movie and usually TV shows, unless it's comedy. But generally, a hero or a heroine has to go through a journey. They start out. They have to go. They have some sort of issue that shows up. They go and they fight the boss. They get beat up by the boss. Then they got to go seek out somebody who can help them fight that boss. Then they go master themselves with that teacher, and they go slay that boss, whether it's a demon, a dragon, whatever that is. It's a mythical. It's just a metaphor for like your inner battle for yourself, and then you might have to go fight another one, and you'll forever keep doing that, because the mind is always looking to chase, acquire, attain, accomplish, and achieve something.
Definitely.
It's always seeking, searching, and finding something, because it's never wanting to be in the now. So this drawing came through the clock, and I'm like, well, everything is now. Think about a clock. It's a circle. A circle is enclosed. It's not linear.
That's right.
You can go on any point in that clock at any time. And anytime you look at the time, right? It says 3:44 right now. Aren't you looking at it in the now? You're not looking at 3:44. You're looking at now.
Everything moving in a circular pattern.
It's always in the now. And then every time you're thinking a thought, you're thinking it in the now. Even if you're thinking of the past, that past is happening now because you're thinking of that thought right now. Even when you're eating food, you're eating it now. Even if you thought of what you ate this morning, you're thinking of what you ate this morning right now. So this clock, this drawing being so friggin' simple, I'm like, the mind doesn't like simplicity. It hates it. It hates simplicity. It strives for complexity. That's why everyone's making their life more harder than it has to be. And because everyone's making their life hard, and I've done it 20 years, hello. Because everyone else is making their life so much more difficult, and the mind doesn't like simplicity, even though it wants simplicity. It wants simplicity, but it doesn't want you to find simplicity that easily. Because it wants for you to go through a trial and a tribulation that is so monumental so that you said that you overcame it. Just think about it. For those of you who are watching the live stream or watching a replay, think about this for a moment. In your life, where your life can be so much more simpler. You go to watch a movie. Let's call it the Doomsday movie that's coming out in December. Avengers Doomsday, right? It's coming out.
Okay.
Imagine they go and they beat up Doomsday in 5 minutes, and that's the end of the movie. Would you be satisfied? No.
No, I don't think so.
No. So all of us, we make our life into a movie where we have to go through this extraordinary amount of pain and suffering. I'm not saying pain and suffering are not going to happen, but I'm saying that we can choose not to go through that and make things easier. But we demonize something that's too easy. Think about this, for example. I'll give you another scenario.
Okay.
Would you celebrate someone who took 60 years to get to $1 million? The answer is probably going to be yes. They took 60 years to get to $1 million.
It finally reached $1 million, right?
All the struggles, all the suffering, 60 years.
It paid off, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then would you celebrate the person who did it in 6 days?
They will be like, okay, that looks like a cheat.
Right.
Some people may think of that, or
right.
Okay.
See the perception there?
Yeah, I see that. Okay.
My point that I'm saying is this. We demonize things that are too easy. So thus we make it hard because the world has been conditioned to be in struggle, complex. It's a struggle complex.
Understand, yeah. Okay.
And so why am I bringing this up now? It's because this is how the mind works. The mind strives on complex, conflict, and difficulty and problems. It's the greatest problem maker and the greatest problem solver all in the same moment. There is a person that I don't personally know, but it's his client. I have my own client, but this is his client. This is basically the same thing I just said. He works on Wall Street, and his boss was set to retire. This already happened. He's the boss now, but like the story is, he was going to take over his boss who's retiring, and his boss was catering for him, like grooming him to be the next like person who takes over after he retires. Success came too easy for that guy.
Okay.
So he starts to self-sabotage.
Really?
Yep. Because he said that he didn't deserve it because it's too easy. He needed to go through a challenge, a struggle. He needed to do a Rocky Balboa moment, essentially. Right,
okay. Gotcha.
Where you got to get your face pounded in for him to deserve it. Because it was handed to him on a silver platter. So he didn't feel like he earned it and he was worthy of it because it's too easy. And that's where a lot of people in life, and I've done it, we've all done it, where it has to be harder than it has to be. And So he started self-sabotaging. He would come to work late. He wasn't performing. He wasn't doing anything properly anymore. And then this boss came to me and told him, I think I made the mistake grooming you to be taking over for me next month. So I guess I'm going to go find someone else. So guess what he started to do? He started to improve himself.
Okay.
He started to come in early again. He started to do the work again. He started to show up. He started to, and guess what? He started to prove the manager like, oh, you were the right guy in the end. Because he couldn't accept that it was so easy for him to just have it. He had to go and create a problem to solve a problem where there was no problem in the beginning. And this
so
is
just mental.
Correct.
Yeah,
so this is what a lot of humans tend to do. We all do it.
Yeah.
And this is why it's so and this is why it's so important for those of you who are listening.
Okay.
Wherever you are in your life, I don't care what that is, whether that's business, career, whether that's relationship, whether that's health, where are you making life harder than it has to be? I leave that question for your audience. Where are you making life harder than it has to be? Where in your life are you making it harder than it's supposed to be? Because this is what I figured out with the mind. Because the mind does not like simplicity. It wants simplicity, but it doesn't want you to just have it. It wants to go through a fire, a battle. Because here's the other thing with this. If life was so easy for you and everything just worked out for you like this, like clockwork, would you feel relatable to the people around you who's suffering?
I definitely not, but I definitely just like trying to teach others to how to have that same vibration, how to make things easier like I do.
So the reason why I'm asking that question is because so many of us want to feel relatable to the people around us, because it's hardwired into our biology to be in tribes. And if you are not following your tribe, even though we don't live in tribes in today's day and age, but it's still tribes, it's still at its core tribes. If the people around you are suffering and you're making life easy for yourself, and they start looking at you and they say, you know, Niger, you've changed, bro. That is going to signal to your mind some sort of threat. And your subconscious mind is going to start to see that as like, ooh, I don't want to feel different from the people that I love. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to start to vibrationally self-sabotage and make things harder than it has to be.
Yeah. It has to be that nurture, man.
And so the mind isn't you, because the mind makes things more harder, because we have spiritualized this idea of struggle or being poor to be a virtue.
Yeah.
We spiritualize struggle and being poor as a virtue. There's nothing virtuous about being poor or struggling.
Yeah, straight up.
It doesn't make you a better person.
That's right.
I know there's so. Do you understand when people say I like someone who's a hardworking person? What are they referring to when they're saying hardworking person? Someone who struggles. Someone who's gone through the fire. Because if someone just sat there and everything just worked out for them like this, do you think they would celebrate him? That goes back to the same question earlier about would you celebrate the person who got to $1 million in 6 days? No, because you're going to celebrate the person who got there in 60 years because they went through the fire and the brimstone. We celebrate it. We honor people who go through hard shit, but we don't celebrate people who had it easy because we demonized it.
Shit. The way I see it is like, I think like people have to go through certain struggle
for sure,
so that they learn, that they learn the basis of what they need to, so they can get the prize.
Correct. They have to build the foundations.
Exactly. Yeah. So all right, and there are some there's one more minute left.
Okay.
It's almost about 2 hours. You could probably say you definitely have to come back.
This is definitely come back. Yeah. There's going to be a lot.
So much. There's so much to talk about.
There's so much to talk about. You know? It can't be fit in 2 hours. There's no way.
No way. Man,
I know a lot of it was beginning talking about the story, but like This is now the real meat and potatoes.
Yeah. This is
So
the
this could be
gravy
one of
right
those,
here.
one of those like teaser.
I can't wait till that next time you come
Yeah,
over.
man.
You'll be like directly into that
Yeah.
esoteric goodness.
Yeah.
And like, there's definitely like so many things that is to be learned, and
Well, I would use the word remember, because
That too.
learning unfortunately is something that the mind does to keep itself trapped. So it keeps itself busy. So you're actually remembering what you forgot.
The way I see it is just a connection of one neuron to another.
Correct.
And be like, okay, yeah, we develop this. But because obviously our insight is omniscient, right? It's omniscient. But like to bring it to our conscious and develop muscle memory for that's a totally different story.
Exactly.
So yeah. So what are your what's a good advice that you would give to the truth seekers out there?
So I want you all to know something before we wrap up. There's a lot of content out there on the internet. Everyone's doing their best. I'm not here to tell anybody that they're wrong or anything. Everyone's doing their best with the tools they have right now. But there is a lot of content where people are obfuscating information to make themselves look smarter, so that it makes it more harder for you to digest, so that you have to keep coming back to them to understand what the fuck they're talking about. Obfuscate, for those of you, is a word that takes something that's supposed to be extremely simple and making it more complicated than it has to be.
Dark and unintelligible.
Right.
Yeah,
and so my advice to all of you is to always slow down, go within, and ask yourself questions. Questions like, why do I feel this way right now? Why am I thinking this thought right now? Who is the one thinking this thought? Because I'm going to tell you, it's not you. The true you doesn't think thoughts. The true you just is an extraordinary, infinite being. But unfortunately, the mind is a layer that gets in the way, and you've now identified with the mind. But you are not the mind, nor are you the body. You have a mind and you have a body to use as a tool to navigate the world, to explore God's oneness again. So my advice is to always go within and slow down, because this world is designed to keep you going fast and distract you.
That's facts. That's facts.
If you cannot get distracted, and that means to sit down and not look at your iPads, your tablets, your phone, and just sit. You can close your eyes, you can keep your eyes open, it doesn't really matter. Just sit and just observe, like, what are you feeling? Because this world is an energetic world, and it's based on how you feel. Everything you do is based on how you feel. It's not what you think. From getting a toothpick to cleaning your teeth to feel relief, to having your fancy sports car, it's a feeling you're looking for. And guess what? All the feelings are right here, right now. You can feel everything, because all answers start with you and they end with you, because they always have been with you, and they will forever be with you until you leave this world, because it's already within you. And guess what? Emotions are free to a certain extent, that you have to use your attention and place yourself in words to know that you can have everything within, because all things exist within. And that's my advice, to go in and slow down and relax as much as you can, whenever you can. I know there are times you might not be able to, but find time to relax, so that you can start to get to your subconscious mind and start to rewire the subconscious mind. You're not really rewiring it, you're overwriting the noise, and it's through emotions. It's not through thoughts, it's through emotions. Your subconscious mind uses emotions.
That's fact. Well, Orion, amazing.
Thank you, bro,
it's a
for having
pleasure
me.
talking to you. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, man.
And I'm really looking forward to seeing you again.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to seeing you again. Okay.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Have yourself
Bye,
a great
y'all.
day. Enjoy yourself. Hopefully you'll learn a lot. All right.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace. Okay, doing the end. And